Yes.
Beyond the dance to the podcast land.
Beyond the beat.
Beyond the BeatZ.
Beyond the beat.
Beyond the BeatZ.
What's up, Z family? Welcome to Beyond the BeatZ, the place where Zumba meets real life and real talk. I am Carla, a ZQueen, bringing you truth, rhythm, and that heart pumping community love every single week. This isn't just a podcast, it's a spotlight, it's a movement, it's a celebration of you, the instructors, students, ZAS DJs, leaders, and game changers who make the Zumba world spin, shining a light on the people, the passion, and the purpose behind the movement. Whether you're joining me live, catching the replay, dancing in your kitchen, dancing in sneakers, or leading from the stage, this space is for you. I see you, I celebrate you, and I am about to kick this off in true Z style. Grab your water, turn up the volume, and let's vibe beyond the beats. Who's my guest tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Sasha Mills, visionary founder of Simply Fit Junkies. Since launching her Connecticut based wellness studio in 2023 and expanding into its first commercial space in 2024, Sasha has created an inclusive fitness haven where over 50 members of all shapes, sizes, and backgrounds come together to feel empowered, welcomed, and supported. Sasha's passion for fitness ignited in 2014 as a ClassPass member in New York when a single Zumba class turned into a lifelong calling. After the birth of her first son in 2018, she leaned on movement for strength, healing, and balance. By 2020, she had earned her Zumba license and with a bold 5 year vision, relocated to Connecticut that same year to make her dream studio a reality, a goal she proudly achieved 3 years later. Armed with master's degree in special education and a background in the corporate world, Sasha traded spreadsheets for student success. Today, she teaches 8th grade special education in the Bronx, commuting daily from Connecticut, all while nurturing her studio and family life with her husband and 2 kids. A well rounded fitness leader, certified in Zumba, personal training, cycling, HIIT, and strength instructor, Sasha Mills is known as a drill sergeant with a compassionate edge. She champions one simple belief: consistency over perfection. Her mission is clear: to help every individual show up, grow, and become the strongest version of themselves, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Please give a warm welcome to Sasha Mills. Sasha, welcome to the show. How are you tonight?
Thank you. Great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here today. Thank you so much.
The honor is all mine. I'm so happy to have you here tonight, Sasha. We're going to talk a lot about your vision through, the Zumba, through everything that you're building and everything that you believe in. So let's talk a little bit about your fitness journey, your early fitness journey. What was your very first fitness experience, and how did it shape your outlook today?
My fitness experience goes many, many years way back. I would say even before having my second child, when I had my first child. Um, when I had London, she's 16. She'll be 16 in about 2 weeks. When I had
Wow.
her,
Happy
thank you. When I had her, I gained a lot of weight. I think my biggest, I almost got to 230 pounds, believe it or not.
Wow. Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I really have to get into shape. especially being with my husband who is an athlete at heart. I really took a lot of his good, you know, just him eating healthy, him working out, and he kind of like gave me a lot of good habits that passed down to me and you know, in our household. So I really wanted to get back into shape. So after I gave birth to London and just, you know, going to the gym and just being healthy and just being fit, I really wanted to start my fitness journey at that point. But it wasn't really until I had my second born that I was like, okay, yeah, I need to get snatched. I need to kind of get I need to get
Yeah.
really, really back into shape. I wanted to be healthy, especially being a mom of two now. I really just wanted to get back on my fitness journey. So I remember at the time I was working in corporate. At the time I was working at Johnson Johnson. We have a headquarters that used to be, well, I think it's still there. It's on 23rd Street in the city, Lower Manhattan. And at the time, I got introduced to ClassPass through a colleague of mine. And I'm in the office. She's like, you know, hey, what are you doing later on after work? I said, well, probably just head home, just relax, go spend time with my kids. And she's like, well, maybe tomorrow we should go to do some classes. I had this cool thing that I found out, and it's called ClassPass. I think that you should really check it out. So I'm there sitting with her. She's like, you know, go to this website. So I went to ClassPass. I looked at, you know, what it was about, and it was a platform. And I loved it because it gave you so much flexibility to kind of like visit other studios, take different classes. They had spin, they had boxing, they had everything you could think of. And it was based on location. So I love the fact that it'll kind of like gauge where you were in the area, and it'll give you all of these studios that were in the area. So she's like, you know, why don't you sign up? You know, you get your first class free, and they go by credits. So it's a credit system, and
Yeah.
on the studio that's in that area, it can be for 4 credits for one studio, it can be for 3 credits. So every studio sets their amount of credits that they would have set for that class pass. So she's like, I think we should do Zumba. So I said, well, what the heck is Zumba? I said, what is that? I said, it sounds fun, but I said, yeah, let's do it tomorrow after work. So I had no idea what Zumba was. I got introduced to it, and after the next day we went to Zumba, and we walked to this location. It was really close that we could actually walk there. So I went in, and it was like a photography studio, but I guess the instructor at the time, she was renting out a space where she was hosting her Zumba classes, and she was
Nice.
pregnant. So I walk in the room, and you see like over 25 people, and I'm looking at her, and she's like 7 months pregnant. So I'm like, what type of class are you bringing me to? I'm like, what is this? And she's like, Zumba. And I said, well, can you explain to me what Zumba is? She goes, well, it's a dance fitness class. That's all she said. It was a dance fitness class. And I said, okay. I said, well, you know, I love music. I love dance. So let's just see what that is, you know, what it's about. So I loved it. It was amazing. The instructor was great. And I was really like just inspired that she was 7 months pregnant, big old belly. And as
Yes.
she was, how you know, her energy was just amazing. She smiled. She didn't stop. She didn't she didn't even stop to catch her breath, and she was pregnant. So I was like, this is amazing. Like she's great. So after the class, I said, oh my God, I said, I can't believe that you just taught a 60-minute class and you're 7 months pregnant. She goes, oh, I do this all the time. This is like my 5th kid. And I'm like, what? And
Wow.
she goes, I do this up until 9 months. She goes, this is my health. This is my mental space. Like I do this and it helps me with my pregnancy. So from that moment on, I was going. Like I want to say I went from going, I started going once a week, and I started going from 1 time a week to going 3 times a week. And my colleague, ever since the first time that we went there, she never went again. She hated it. She's like, this is not for me. I tried it.
Wow.
I'm done with it. Dancing is not my thing, but I tried it, and that was it. So she was done, but I continued to go, and I went from once a week till 3 times a week, and I was just going there faithfully, like very, very happy. And I was just inspired. And
That's
I think she inspired me so much that at one point, I was like, you know what? I think I want to become a Zumba instructor. It was just a thought that I planted in my head, right?
yeah. Yeah.
And I just loved it from that day on. And then she explained to me that it's mental health. It's a community. It's a camaraderie. And we just come here. We have fun. It's a party. And that's
That's
exactly how the instructor
amazing.
explained it to me. And I just fell in love with it from that moment on.
That's amazing. You know, we all like wanted that space that after the birth of our kids to find something so we can like go back to shape and everything. And I was 200 maybe 20 pounds at some point. I was
No way.
that
I
big
don't believe
too
you.
after my last baby. Yeah. And then I
What?
found Zumba and this happened. Like we have similarities in our stories, which is awesome.
Yes.
And and I had Anna in Plainville. She used to dance when she was pregnant. For
Wow.
me, when I'm pregnant, I'm like, I'm so sick. I don't want to move. She was going hitting that ground, girl, like nobody, like nobody's watching.
That's impressive, right? That's
It
super
is impressive.
impressive. Yeah, I
That's
was inspired.
amazing. Yes, yeah, that's awesome. I love that story because it reminded me a lot of what I saw in my community as well here in Plainville. So, Sasha, what myth about group fitness did you hold initially that you later debunked?
I would say walking into that first class, I thought that I had to know all the steps. I thought that I had to know all the choreography. I thought that I
Yeah.
had to be like the best dancer. I had to be a perfectionist. And when I got there, I was like, oh, they don't even know all her steps. Like, oh, this is amazing. They're messing up. I can mess up too.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was just like more of it's a party. It's a great vibe. It's energy. It's mental health. It's just therapeutic. It's a safe space. It's a community. And that's what I really fell in love with about Zumba. And I just took all of that myths about like you have to be perfect. You got to know your whole entire thing. And it was nothing like that at all whatsoever.
Yes. I agree with you 100%. No one is perfect. We all
No.
make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, in my opinion, it connects you more to people. It connects you more to your students, which is really impressive and nice. So, which other workout formats did you try before committing to Zumba?
Um, Honestly, that it was just Zumba. I mean, I would go to the gym on a regular after I gave birth to my son in 2018 to get back into shape, but it was really Zumba that really took off. And I got to explore different things. I got to open up, and be flexible with other formats. But it was really Zumba that really was the gateway into my fitness journey, to be very honest with you.
That's nice. So we know in Zumba that different. You go to different instructors, you see different faces of Zumba, different ways of teaching. How did experiencing different instructors influence your own teaching style today?
Honestly, I would say that everyone has their own unique style, right? Every instructor
Yes,
has their own type of music, their own style. And I just felt like what I would see in different classes as a student, I just was able to say, okay, well, I can add my own spin to this. I can have my own style. I don't have to be just like this instructor who's before me that I'm watching. I can just basically make it my own and just make it my tailored to my own personality. So that's how I
true.
look at Zumba.
Awesome. I really like that because you wanna use your own influence into everything, put your heart into it. And what advice would you give someone nervous about their first group fitness class?
Oh, I tell these people all the time that come to the studio. I say, you know what, girl, just have fun. It's a party. It's a community. It's a camaraderie. We don't judge. We want this to be a safe space, a community where you can just be yourself, right? If you're a
Yes,
mom, if you are a wife, if you're working all day, like just take this time for yourself, pour into yourself, and just have fun. That's it. Just have fun. You love music. You love to dance. Just have fun. Don't be
true.
afraid. No one knows.
100%.
No one's. And I always say, no one's even looking at you. No one's
Yes.
even looking. They're so busy having so much fun. That no one's even staring at you making that wrong step.
They're busy looking at their feet. Which feet
Exactly.
can I
Exactly.
use at that point?
Yes. So I always tell clients that every single time, just have fun. You don't have to be like nobody. No one's perfect. Just be
Agreed.
yourself.
Be yourself. Be yourself. That's what's important. How did you balance being vulnerable and a strength, like getting strength during the phase of postpartum and postpartum and like having to go back into fitness? How did you balance all of this together at some point?
I mean, for me, it's a tough one, and it's one that I am still like really vulnerable about today because I
Yeah.
do it constantly every single day, like trying to balance motherhood, marriage, and business is something that I'm still continuously working on as an adult, to be very honest with you. But
Yeah.
for me, I think just know my priorities and what what focus I'm trying to gear to, just like what matters to me the most. And I know for me, I'm really big on self care. No matter whatever I do throughout the day, I'm always making sure that I take time to pour back into myself because I give so much to others, right? So much. We give so much to
Yes.
people, especially our students, right? So I said, you know what? Out of the whole entire day, and we don't have a lot of hours in a day, I kind of try to make sure that I pour into myself, whether that's journaling, whether that's listening to music, whether that's listening to gospel or praying. Like I always try to find those moments that make me happy, where I can pour
Mhm.
into myself.
And that's super hard nowadays. It
Hmm.
seems that we don't have time anymore. It's we're running, we're rushing, we're doing everything that we need to do for others, like you were saying, and we forgetting ourselves. And
Yes,
we get into a place that we cannot anymore. We
it's
need to
hard.
drop something so we can take that deep breath because we have to. It is hard. It is hard.
But just
So
about reminding. Sorry to
yes, no, go ahead.
interrupt.
It's
I
your
always,
show.
you know, if we don't take care of ourselves mentally and physically, how can we take care of other people, right? We have to be that person. We have to have strength, and we have to pour into ourselves, right? So if
True.
this is not correct, if the physical being is not correct, how do we expect to help people, right? We have to pour into others, but also pour into ourselves. So I always tell people, like, make time for self-care and be
Yeah.
intentional and be selfish. Like I'm very selfish when it comes to my self-care. I'm very, very selfish. So you just have to know what your priorities are, what your purpose is, and you have to protect your time and your energy to make sure that you have space for you, for yourself.
I love that. I'm trying to be selfish. I'm not selfish, but I'm trying to be selfish there
Yeah,
nowadays. You have to be selfish to be happy. You have
correct.
to. So, what role did community play in your healing journey? And what did the community teach you to build a community on your own, Sasha?
Community is really big to me only because I'm a very sociable person.
Yeah.
I remember during COVID, it was one of the most depressing moments of one of the most depressing moments of my life because I'm like, wow, like I'm just stuck at home. And I know that, we had other outlets to work out virtually. That's not my thing. I really wanted to be around a community of people where I can talk to someone, right? I wanted to go out and I wanted to have a family away from home type of thing. And building community is really important because you don't know what someone's going through, right? You may be that person's only family or that person's only outlet, that person's only community. So I feel like community is really, really important in creating spaces that people can feel comfortable to be themselves, to be confident, because you don't know what someone else is going through. So I'm really intentional and purposeful when it comes to the community, and the community that I want to create, especially for Simply for Junkies.
Yes.
And I'm really passionate about creating a sense of community within the Waterbury community as well.
Yes, which I see every single time I go to that space. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
It's yeah, it's so beautiful. So, was there a particular song or routine that felt transformative to you? I'm sorry, my voice is
That's
breaking. I'm
okay.
getting cold. So, was there something like a song or routine that felt, like it transformed you into somewhere else and you always do it from Zumba?
Um, I think someone asked me this the other day. I think it's there's a Chris Brown song. It's kind of like a pop song, and it's
Yeah?
called "Beautiful People." I don't remember the lyrics, but I don't know. It just keeps popping up in my head. Because I always say, you know what, like we're in this world where there's a lot of beautiful people. We meet people all the time. We communicate with people in
Yes.
passing, and that song is just something that always stuck to me, like "Beautiful People." I think that was one of my warm up songs for Zumba back at Crunch Fitness that I played.
I love.
Um, and the title's called "Beautiful People." It's just
So
something
we
about that song that's just uplifting.
I love that. Yeah, sometimes we stick on one song and I love that. So building a new business, Sasha, it needs a lot,
Yes.
especially when you are trying to rebuild something that you had like in mind to have in 3 years, I believe you said. In 3 years you had an idea, and in 3 years you build your own fitness studio. You're doing everything by yourself. What support system did you lean on while you were trying to build that fitness today?
So it was a 5-year plan of mine that I actually started once I came to Waterbury, once I relocated to Connecticut. I
Yeah.
was working in New York, and at the time we were living in Westchester County, which is the Yonkers area. And I knew at some point that I wanted to become a Zumba instructor. I wanted to go into fitness, and I was just trying to think of the many ways that I can start the process of walking that step of like trying to do this vision. And I'll just say this really quick, and then I'll answer your question. I know when I first went to my Zumba class, that first Zumba class, I had a community. I built
Yeah.
a really great relationship with that instructor. And I love that community. And then it wasn't until I left that job, I left corporate America, that I found another community that was in Westchester County. And I love that community as well. So when I left that area and I relocated to Connecticut, I said, wow, like I had such strong, relationships and friends that I've met, instructors, and I'm now leaving all of that to come to Connecticut. And I'm like, am I going to find this here in Connecticut? Like,
Yes.
relocating is like, okay, I have to meet new people. I have to go out. I have to just learn everything all over again. And it was scary. And it was more scary because it was happening right at the beginning of COVID. So I was really in search of having the same community that I had in New York. And I said, you know what? I really want to create this community here in Connecticut. I didn't know what place at the time, but I knew that I had a vision to create the same space that I had the opportunity of exploring here in Connecticut without even knowing anybody. And in terms of support, I leaned on my family, number one. Just
Important.
communicating with my spouse, sharing my goals, my vision, taking care of myself, leaning in on my friends, my family, and of course, people that were mentors to me. I had a lot of support system. I had a lot of mentors that really just helped me and just guided me through this goal.
Having a spouse who believe in you and believe in what you do is the most important thing. So I'm happy for you for that as well, Sasha. That's really amazing.
Thank you.
So tell me, how did you become a licensed instructor in 2020? And who was your Zumba mama at that point?
Oh, I remember like it was yesterday. So I got licensed in August 2020 in Stanford at a gym with a mask on. I had a mask on, and Coco was my Zumba mom at the time.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a little crazy because obviously, it was weird dancing for hours with the mask on in a gym. It was a hot gym. But I was so excited to really just dive into Zumba and dive into teaching. I was very nervous, and I wasn't very confident at the time because I said, you know what? It's a difference when you're a student and when you're an instructor. It's two
Yes.
different things. It feels differently.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
so I was really at the time just navigating through some of those challenges as to like if I had the confidence to really dance in front of a whole bunch of people, but I just love Zumba and I wanted to really help my community, and just create an impact where people can kind of come to classes and just that would be their mental health at that time. So
Yes.
yeah, I was excited about it and I just went for it.
So my Zumba mama was Marcy. My Zumba kids mama was Coco.
Nice.
And she is this, I don't know if she did her sexy stuff in front of you, Coco.
Always.
Oh my God. I just love that. I just love her. And she built her own community as well.
Yep.
Coco built her own community. She had a fitness place. I do believe now she doesn't have it, but and she was a big advocate to people that wanted to open their own space, to ask her, to always come to her. And she was always there for everybody, which I love so much
Definitely.
with Coco.
Yep.
And yeah, you think that ZJs and Zesses are away and they are like these people that you cannot connect with, but when you see them, you connect, you have so much similarities with them, and some of them are really down to earth and they want to help, which is really awesome.
Very true.
Yeah. So, what drove you to leave the corporate world, which is you spoke a little bit about, for
Yeah.
special education?
So honestly, corporate was great. I just wanted something that was more purposeful and that was meaningful. And I think for me, it was just more about making a direct impact, right?
Yes.
I'm not saying I didn't love my job. I loved it, but it was just a lot. working in corporate America. It was just a basic 9 to 5. I just felt like I wasn't really making an impact. And at the time, I've always been into education. I've always been with Department of Education in New York, but I would do after school programs. I would work only a few hours, and then I was still working in corporate America. So I was like torn in between two, whether or not I should leave corporate and then go into education. So I always had the two side by side, where I was just doing tutoring and after school programs part time. And I said, you know what? I think that it's important to me to really make an impact with my community. So I left and I took a leap of faith and I did a career change and I went into teaching.
Nice. I love that. So you took your master's in special
Yeah.
education, and having the master's in special education, and then your vision for for simply fit junkies. How this like all like fit into each other at some
Eh,
point?
it's really like interconnected,
Yes,
because at the same time, right, you're empowering people, right? It's
true.
a community, and you're creating an inclusive environment and equity. And like we say in education, especially special education, at a population, it's
Yes.
not one size fits all. Just like fitness is not one size fits all, right? So, and I didn't really get this until after I opened up the studio that they're both aligned, that I'm still helping people, right? And I'm like, that is a way to really to be impactful, right?
I
And
love it.
I love that I get to help people and I get to empower students just as well as adults, right? And I
Yes.
create this safe space just as I do here with my clients and as a teacher with my students, right? So I really feel like that was my path, that was my calling.
So you're blending educational strategies into fitness classes.
Definitely. A lot of
That's awesome.
notifications and it's just
Yes.
it's amazing. I love it. I love what I do, and I think the most question that I get asked every almost all the time is, why do you work in New York and reside in
Yes.
Connecticut? That is a big question. And
Yes.
my students ask me this every time at the end of at the beginning of the year. That's the first question they ask me is, why do you work here? And not in Connecticut. And I'm like, well, because I really want it to be an impact. I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx, and I really wanted to get back to my community, right? And I look at it as, it's not about the money, right?
No.
If I had to take two, right? If I had profit and let's just say I had an impact, I would definitely choose impact, right? Money, yes, we all care about money, but I rather not care about money. I really want to touch people. I really want to impact people. I really want to give back to my community and just shape our educational system, right? Because we are the voice. Us teachers are the voice of education, right? So I
Yes.
really just wanted it to be purposeful, and I wanted to be intentional about that. So I left corporate just for that purpose.
If
Um,
all teachers want to work for money, Sasha, we will make
oh
millions.
yeah, for sure, definitely.
I
Definitely.
do commute to New Haven, and you know that. Like, it's a
Yeah,
big commute, so we love what we do. We love to make an impact, and
definitely.
our voice will go far away because those kids need us. And I love that you're saying that because it's really important.
Yeah, oh, it is for sure.
What was the hardest lesson transitioning from spreadsheets to lesson plans?
It was a challenge for me. I want to say it was easy because I knew that I wanted to be an advocate for my students with special needs.
Yes.
I know that there's some gaps, right, in the system. And it was easy to just make the transition. But there were times where I'm like, am I really making the right choice? It's a huge commitment, right? Traveling from one state to the next, right? And doing what I do is a lot of my body, physically, emotionally. But I said, you know what, this is for a purpose. And as long as I know what my why is, right, and I know why I'm doing what I'm doing, it just makes it more seamless for me. So it was very challenging at the very beginning, but then at the same time, I actually loved that I made that change. To be very honest with you,
That's amazing. So, which mentors supported you in this transition other
huh?
than your family? Did you have like a mentor
I
that
did, yes.
supported
Yes.
supported you?
So When you first become a licensed Zumba instructor, they do provide you with a mentor.
Yes.
And I didn't know this until I created a membership at Crunch Fitness in Waterbury. So before I started teaching and I got licensed as a Zumba instructor, I went and I got signed up for a gym in Waterbury. And this was where I believe the gym started to open up. People were going back to the gym. And I said, oh, great. Now I can actually go and socialize and just be free and meet people and actually have some friends. So I went and I looked up the nearest gym. Crunch came up. And I didn't really know. I didn't really know what Crunch was at the time because I was just moving to Connecticut. So I went to sign up, and my first Zumba class that I went to was Nisha's Zumba class in Waterbury.
Oh my God, I
That was
love
the first
Nisha.
class I went to, and I said, "Oh my
Yes,
God," I said, "Finally, this is where the community is." I'm like, "This is where it's
right?
at." And I was so happy because just being locked up in the house doing virtual classes, I'm like, this is not me. I need to really get out, I need to meet people, socialize. And when I went to her class, it just felt so good to just dance and just be in a community of people and just talk to people. And I
She's
remember,
like awesome, right?
yeah,
Like
yes, she's
she's
such a sweetheart.
amazing. I can.
Yeah. So after her class, I said, "Oh my God, your class was amazing. What days do you teach?" This is my first time being at Crunch Fitness. So we spoke a bit, and then I told her that I recently became a Zumba instructor, and I think it was maybe in 2021. So it was almost a year after I had my license that I wasn't teaching.
Yes,
I didn't really have the confidence. I'm like, I know I'm not perfect, but I'm like, I need to really just, make sure that I get it all together before I'm teaching in front of people. And
true.
so I was
Yeah.
trying to go into Zumba to kind of get me to that place. And she's like, well, that Zumba offers a program where they assign you a mentor. And I said, oh, really? She's
Yeah.
like, yeah. So she gave me the information. She told me to put her name, or she was going to send me a request, or and do her magic. And she did. And she was assigned to me as my mentor. And
Nice.
she was amazing. She really helped me. She pushed me. She encouraged me. She inspired me. And then, as we all do, once we know that you're first, you're new to Zumba, we're gonna throw you up there and say, teach a song.
Yes.
So I think every instructor that I've met there at the time let me teach a song. They would never say no. We would never say no, right?
No,
Um,
never.
I
True.
was petrified, of course, but it was a constant, her coaching me and just making sure that I understood all the basic rhythms of Zumba, getting my playlist set. And, she said, you can even use my stuff. She just made me comfortable to say, you
I
don't have
love
to
it.
have it all together. Just slowly start creating your playlist. My material, my choreography, use it. Just use it until you make your own. And I really appreciated that. So
Yes.
that was one of my main mentors at the time. And I met so many others. It was Odessa. It
I
was,
love Odessa
yeah,
too.
yeah, it was Jessica Torres. I went to her classes as well. And,
Jessica.
yes, everybody that
My
I came in
crazy
contact with.
Puerto Rican.
Yes. It was just everyone that I went to talk to about it, they were just really uplifting. And it was like, you don't have to be perfect. Just do it. There's no perfect time.
When did you met Jessica? Was she having her purple hair at that point, or she
Don't
lost
even
that
get
purple
me.
hair?
She's spicy. Okay, she's very
She
spicy. I love
is
her. Yeah,
spicy.
she has a very great personality. I don't remember so many years ago, but honestly, I'll tell you a fun fact. Okay,
Yes.
so when I was at Crunch Fitness in 2021, at the same time, I was creating my vision of creating my own fitness community.
Yes.
And Jessica Torres was the only one at the time who knew. She got to witness it firsthand. At one point, I invited her to the space that I first started out with in 2023. And she
Yes.
saw it because I was really looking. I was trying to recruit instructors at the time to bring my vision to life, where we can
True.
this community in Waterbury, teach Zumba, offer fitness classes in this very, very small space that I had. So she was one of the first people that knew about it, which is crazy. Now that I like think about it and I look back, I'm like, oh my God, like wow, and look how far we've come. But she was
Yes.
the first person that went to visit that small space that I had. And I don't
I love
know,
that.
she should remember, but it was many, many years ago.
She
Um,
would.
yeah,
Definitely she would remember that. That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
A couple days ago, I was at a PD meeting, and someone came to me and she was like, oh my God, you teach Zumba? And I'm like, yes, I do. You do you know Odessa? I'm like, yes, I do. Like, we know each other. So I love hearing other names that we connect, we have a
Yes,
community building together. You know what I mean? It's such an amazing thing to hear good stuff about the people we know. And
definitely.
that's what make us happy. That's what make us closer. I love that you're sharing that about Jessica and how you guys
Yes,
connected and you showed her your
I
space
did.
because
It was a
I'm
very small
sure she was
space.
happy.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Yes,
So
yes,
after that, Odessa was like, you need to get on the sub list. She goes, you need to. I'm going to take you up to the front desk. I'm going to ask them to put you on the sub list. And I said, wait a minute, I'm not ready yet. She goes, it doesn't matter. We're going to do it. So she took me to the front desk at Crunch Fitness, and she's like, you know, you're going to fill out this information. They're going to put you on the sub list in case one of us are out. This is your opportunity for you to teach.
that's
And I said,
amazing.
you know what? I said, she is right. You just got to do it. There's no perfect time.
Yes,
There really isn't. You just got to do it, and just have the confidence to
agreed.
teach for sure. So at the time, again, I was attending classes as a student, trying to, enhance my skills, and trying to just build the confidence that I had to go before people and teach. And it was one instructor that was pregnant and she was going on maternity leave. And I would go to her classes at least twice a week. And she's like, listen, I'm about to be out of here soon, so you can take over my classes. I said, well, I'm not sure if I'm ready. She goes, there's no time. Like, you're going to do it. I'm leaving this month. You have about 2, 3 months to get yourself ready. And from that moment on, I would come to classes with her. I'll shadow her. She'll have me come up and do a couple songs. And then
That's
the
awesome.
time came where she's like, okay, it's all you now. Like, I have 2 classes, Tuesdays and Thursdays. You're going to take it over. You know all of my material. You're great. You're good. They all know you. So you're fine. And that's basically how I started. I was
That's
petrified
amazing.
at first.
We all started
Yes,
petrified at some
yes,
point, but we built it
exactly.
up, and we
Yes,
we we point out ourselves, we fix ourselves, and then we move forward, which is really
definitely.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
so that
love
was my
that.
journey. I just started out at
It
Crunch
is.
Fitness, then I went from teaching Zumba to teaching other dance, to teaching other fitness formats,
Yes.
and everyone knew of this girl Sasha at Crunch Fitness. So it was an amazing journey. It was
It is.
inspirational, and I think really centering myself around people that were also instructors and letting me know that it's okay for me to be nervous. It's okay for me to feel like I'm not confident, but just be yourself, right? You be your own instructor, make it your own, add your own personality to it. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yes.
Make it fun, right? And create the same thing that your instructor created for you when you first went to your first Zumba class, right? So I took that and I was like, oh, you know what? That actually makes sense, right? It
It
does.
does. It
Yeah.
does. That was my next question for you. So what advice do you give others seeking, to become Zumba instructors, but they are so afraid to become Zumba instructors, especially
Yeah.
that some people, like they look like I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, and we always look to be perfect in a way or another. But people look at us sometimes, oh, you're really good, or you're really good, and we want to get to that point. Telling them that we started nervous, we started not knowing everything. What can you tell those people that they want to become Zumba instructors, but they are afraid from the outside because the outside is looking at them in a you're not good enough way, to
Right.
say the least?
For me, and I think about my own experience, right? I would say just find your people. I was in search of
Yes.
a community here in Waterbury. I had a great community based in New York, and I was really in search of that community here in Waterbury. I didn't know anybody, right? So I had to
Yeah.
find my people. I had to find someone that was like minded, that really wanted to get into shape, that just loved, fitness. I love dance. I love music, and just remember like your why, right? Remember, just to find your people, to surround yourself with people that's going to support you, and just to believe in yourself. That's what I would give as a from advice to someone.
Love it. So let's talk about Simply Fit Junkie a little bit.
Yes.
I'm eager to know more about that space, especially that I'm getting a lot of emails right now from Zumba that you're trying to find Zumba instructors. So tell us a little bit about Simply Fit Junkie.
Okay, so simply fit is the word simply and fit just means that, it's made approachable, it's simple, it's accessible because fitness should be accessible, right? There's many
Yes,
different ways that we can work out, we can better our health, we have technology, we have in-person classes. So I just wanted that to be accessible, right? And
true.
junkies, I know that it has a negative connotation to it, but it's mainly just someone that's passionate, someone that loves fitness, someone who's enthusiastic about fitness, in a fun way, in a positive way. So I wanted something that was going to be the turning point into getting people to be healthy in our community, where it can be a safe space, a community. So I made the name Simply for Junkies for that purpose.
I love it. But your studio doesn't only offer fitness stuff. It
Correct.
offers drinks, it offers shakes, it
Yes.
offers like a little bit of flavor. What can you
Yes,
say about that?
yeah. So I am a Herbalife distributor. So alongside creating a fitness community, I also wanted to branch the gap of fitness and nutrition because they both go hand in hand. You can't have one
True.
without the other, as we know. So I always say that it is 90% of what you eat, and the other 10% is about physically what you do, right? So I felt like creating this community and this space, I really wanted to have where people can be in shape, do classes, but also just know about what nutrition is, and then offer supplemental nutrition that they can have to better their health. Right. So we offer protein shakes, we offer vitamin packed energy drinks, protein waffles, which you've had before.
Yes.
Yes. So just so that way we are adding other things than just fitness because you really want people to know that it's not just fitness that keeps you healthy and just keeps you physically fit. They both go hand in hand together.
How can you pitch your like a commercial for your Simply Fit Junkie space?
Oh, I would say this is what I say. So I say that it is a space where fitness meets community. We're like family. We have a great camaraderie. We do things together as a community. We love to go out and do, building community events with our clients. We love to socialize, and also we like to get to know who our clients are. Right. So when you come into our studio, it's a safe space. We don't judge. Right. And we just make you feel warm. We
100%.
make you feel comfortable. And for me, I know that hospitality is really, really important. So I
Yes.
just want to make sure that everyone's comfortable when they come into our classes and come into our community and our space.
That's awesome. So let me ask you that because you have a space there. Are you offering this space to have like some kind of events, like let's say birthday events or um, uh, maybe wedding events and stuff like that? Would you offer that space to rent for something like that? Is that a plan that you're trying to achieve as
That's
well, Sasha?
That's a very good question. I haven't really thought about that entirely, but I know for right now, for the purposes in which I built the studio for and the vision, I really want to keep everything under the umbrella of dance and fitness, right? So if we're going
Yes.
to do charity events, that's going to bring up the community together, like we do when we team up and we do dance-a-thons.
Yes.
Like I really love that because it brings all of us together as a community, right? We raise funds for good causes. So I really want to build the studio's vision on that, where we're offering classes, we're giving events to host for the community. And I really, at some point, maybe we'll branch out and expand to maybe doing weddings and baby showers and things of that sort. But as of right now, as it stands in the vision that I have for the studio, I really want to just keep it under the umbrella of dance and fitness.
Maybe Zumba baby shower or Zumba
Yes,
like
yes,
wedding
yes.
stuff.
And that's
Like
all under
incorporate
the umbrella of
Zumba.
yes,
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 incorporate Zumba. Sorry. Again, I'm sorry, the sniffles and everything, so I do apologize for that.
that's okay.
So talking about the events, talking about the space, Sasha, can you tell people because some spaces they don't offer classes in the morning. Do you guys offer classes in the morning, in the afternoon? How's the classes are going? What can you tell us more about
Sure.
the space?
So for right now, because we all are we still have our full-time jobs, and some of us do fitness as
Yeah.
a hobby or a side hustle, whatever you want to call it. So we currently offer only about maybe 1 or 2 morning classes at the time, as it stands right now. So we don't offer a lot of morning classes currently because people are still working throughout the day, but we're looking to expand upon what we do offer throughout the day. At some point, we would love to have a lot more morning classes. We haven't got there yet, but we are offering classes in the morning, but not every day.
Yes.
Primarily, we're offering classes mainly in the evenings. So it's more geared and catered to working moms, working individuals who have the availability to kind of come to classes in the evenings.
Nice. So we all know that fitness is a lot of different types of bodies. How do
Yeah.
you create inclusivity for all body types and fitness level in your space?
Just making sure that my clients they feel welcome and they feel comfortable in their own skin. I'm really big on affirmation. So even if you're coming in for the first time and you're just getting back into fitness, I'm the one that's trying to encourage you. I'm walking you through all the classes that we have on the schedule. They're all open level classes. You don't have to feel intimidated. Every instructor is here to help you. We're all a family. We're all rooting for you. And I always say that people that they do meet in the studio, they're really going to push you. So I know from experience, like the girls that come to our studio, they have built a camaraderie of their own. They hang out outside of the studio, they go out. They even have their own group chat where if one person's not coming to class are asking, well, why aren't you in class? Why aren't you here today? So you can just see that we're all about community and family. We've all built that type of relationship here. So
Love it.
there's no way that as you're walking in, you don't feel that, because we really make you feel a part of, whether or not your size and where you are in your fitness journey. We want everyone to feel comfortable.
And how do you train new instructors that come into your studio to mirror your own welcoming spirit?
That's a very good question. I haven't really thought about that. I think first and foremost, in order for me to really hire or bring people to the team, they first have to know what the vision of the studio. I have to really walk them through what the vision is and what I want to create in the studio, and just allowing them to see the space that we currently have, what the camaraderie is like, what the community is like, what the energy is like, and just walking them through the process and the procedures of like what it should look like and what it should feel like when they walk into a space, right? So I
Yes.
feel like once I do that, it's easy. There's not much that I can really do because they're here, they can witness it, they can see it, right? And they are really communicating with the clients, and they're also creating that community, right? Because the clients are here to see them as well. So I feel like once I create this vision and I explain what the vision is and what we love to see in the studio is just easy. It's a very easy transition.
Nice. So, talking about that and having instructors, maybe they are different than your spirit and whatnot, and a member comes to you and gives you a negative feedback per se about your instructor. How do you approach that for your member, and how do you approach that with your instructor?
Huh. Um, it's a very good. I have to take my glasses off for this one. Honestly, I welcome feedback, right? I do welcome feedback.
100%.
And it's good as a studio owner to get feedback because you really want to listen to your clients. You really want
Yes.
to, because the space is for them, right? The client comes first, is what I say. They come first because this is their community. And it's
Yes.
our job as the instructors to build that community for them. And it shouldn't be a negative space. It should be a positive, uplifting space, right? So I take feedback, I sit on it, I reflect, and then I make changes as I see fit.
Yes.
So for example, when it comes to a class, I'm always asking for a review. How was the class? What did you like about the class? What can we do differently about, the class to make it more fun, to make it more engaging? What would you like to see in this space? What other classes would you like to see in this community? So I'm always asking clients those questions because you really want to know what the client wants, right? Because it's their community. And I
True.
want them to be happy when they come into our space. So I'm always getting reviews and listening. You have to listen, right? You have to listen. You have to take feedback. And I don't take things personal, but I do take feedback, and I use that feedback to really make things better. So that's what I would say.
That's so important. I agree
Mhm.
with you, especially because you kind of own that place and you want to make it like more accessible to everybody.
Exactly.
So you have to support everyone. How do
Exactly.
you ensure both men and women feel equally supported?
One thing that I do, honestly, that I've learned to do from the since day one is whoever walks into our studio, I'm learning your name. There's not one
Yes,
I have to learn their names. And they get so excited. Oh my God, you know my name? I'm like, yeah, I know your name. So
it goes
I
back
make
to
a
our
connection.
teachers.
Yes, just like exactly. So I feel like you have to make a connection with them, right? You
Yes,
have to make a connection with them, and it has to feel inclusive. They want to be seen, they want to be heard. So I always make it a priority to learn their names as they come in. And I would say, as much as people come in and out of the studio, I make sure that even before they leave, I'm talking to you. I'm asking you how your day was, how's it going, how's your fitness journey going, what classes are you going to be coming to for the week. I'm always engaging. So I feel
nice.
like engagement is really, really important too.
Can you share a breakthrough story from a member whose life changed coming into your studio?
Oh yeah, there's plenty. Oh gosh. Um, okay. So coming from Crunch Fitness, the good thing is that a lot of the people that I knew there and the community that I built there, they seem to have followed me here at Simply Fit.
I love that.
And I love that. And they never like would forget my classes. And once they learned that I was the visionary behind Simply Fit, they said, "Wow, I'm so happy for you. Like I'm so happy that you built this community." You know, because once Crunch closed down, like that was our community. We had a very strong relationship, all the girls that were there. And once that closed down, a lot of us kind of went into different places, right? So
Yes,
when I opened up Simply Fit, a lot of the instructors who worked at Crunch Fitness in Waterbury also works here. So once our members at the time seen that some of the same instructors were at my space, they were very happy and they wanted to come immediately. And they said, "Oh my God, I'm so happy that you guys are here. I remember Odessa. I remember this person. I remember this person. I remember you." And I said, "Wow." And you never know the impact that you leave on a person, right? You
100%. I
never
agree.
know the impact that you leave on a person. This can be something that could happen 5 years. You never know. You may walk down the block and may see a student that went to your class 2 years ago. You never know the lasting impression that you'll leave on a person. So when I encounter people who have known me since my Crunch journey and they come here, it's just so good to see that they are just happy to be here,
I
that
love
they're
it.
committed to their journey, their fitness goals, and that I see physically that they're getting into shape. They're serious about getting into shape. And just to see
Wow.
how far that they come, right? From when you knew them since before till now. And you can see the changes and you can see the confidence that's being built. You can see how happy they are and they come faithfully. It's just the greatest gift to make me know that I know I'm doing something right. You know what I mean? To see
Yes.
a person change over time.
I
It's
love
just
that.
amazing.
That's an amazing story. Like
Yes.
this is a really breakthrough story about what you do, Sasha. That's really I'm really happy for you.
Thank you
I
so much.
remember the first time I went to the studio and now I see the difference and the impact that you're doing and
Thank
people
you.
are super happy and enjoying every single minute. It's really amazing what you're doing. So
Thank you
keep
so much.
doing that. Keep doing that. How do you balance competition and camaraderie in classes? You
Um,
know, we have our Zumba queens like in the
yeah.
front. So how do you do that?
I
How do you
mean,
because they want to compete?
honestly, honestly, I feel like just making everyone feel a part of, just engaging all of the clients into everything, and not singling out anybody, right? You want people to
Yes,
feel a part of what we're doing, and that's the whole purpose, right?
true.
Even my clients who are on their fitness and I push them to become instructors, right? The whole goal is, yes, they're coming to
Yes,
our class, but for me, my goal is to push them to become a trainer, to push them to teach a group fitness class, to push them to do yoga, to push them to do Zumba, right? So I'm always constantly pushing my clients and I'm always connecting with them, engaging with them, and then making them feel like they're a part of what we do here at the studio. So I think that's what I do to, and hopefully it works. Hopefully it will work. But that's the passion that I have. That everyone that I touch that comes in and out of the studio, I'm really leaving them with with a message, you know what I mean? And just pushing them to be their best self.
I love that. So I just wanna put a couple stuff happening tomorrow because Brianna was sending couple of flyers. I do believe she have her second annual Mix Fit Master Class, and
Yes,
it's going.
okay.
Yeah, it's going to be Saturday, September 13, from 12 to 1:30. It's going to be in Groton, Connecticut, 60 Plaza Court. So that's for Brianna. Brianna is like everywhere, girl. She's
I don't know how she
everywhere.
does it. I don't know how
She
she
is
does
making
it.
a difference in
Yes,
it's like so much.
and she
And then
shows
we
up.
do have, yes, and then we do have another one. I think you are part of it too, right? For the second annual suicide prevention awareness.
No, I'm not, but I will be attending there as a student.
Yes, I
I'll
would
be
love to
there.
see you. So we have like 18 instructors coming at that time. It's gonna be at from 11 to 2. It's gonna be Sunday, September 14, and it's going on 840 North Main Street in West Hartford, Connecticut. So these are two of the ones that I know right now for our friends happening in as on Saturday and Sunday.
Awesome.
And anything happening in your studio soon, Sasha? You want to talk about any event?
What is happening soon? We're in September. We have another B1 potentially coming up in October.
Really? Who's doing that?
Coco's doing the B1. And I believe
Coco. Okay.
November we discussed last week or so that we may be bringing up pro skills training to the studio as well in November. So stay tuned for that.
That's the best
Yes.
ever. The
Yes.
best ever.
So
Yes.
please be on the lookout for that and any other announcements that we make on the Simply Fit website or Instagram or Facebook.
That's the best ever. I did that class and I do agree with you. It's everybody should do this education.
For sure.
Everybody. How do you adapt lessons to diverse learning needs?
For me, I really make it intent to get to know my students. As you know, as a teacher, we want to build a community. We want to really know who our students are, learn their different learning abilities.
Yes.
Because I work with the population, I have to get to know my students, know what their needs are. I'm looking at their IEP, learning what their learning needs are, and just creating visuals, scaffolds, accommodations, and just making sure that they have access to the curriculum.
100%. Do you use Zumba when you teach your eighth graders?
I have in the past. We have done a couple of classes before, even with our adults as well, because as teachers we need that mental health as well. So I've led a few classes with the teachers as well as the students before as well, and they love it. They love it. It's
Yes.
exciting that they get to move around, they get to dance. They loved it.
I used to do that for Wellness Wednesdays and they
Yes,
enjoyed it. They love it so much. I'm not doing it nowadays, but I used to.
I used to. My
So
body can't handle it anymore.
yes,
Yeah.
I know it's crazy. We have so much stuff. You're known as a drill sergeant with compassion.
Woo.
How did that style evolve?
I think for me, and this is what I will say, because I don't know why they call me that, but I'll try to think as to why they call me that. I think it's because I'm passionate about just fitness. I'm passionate about them bringing them best selves as they come into the studio and just pushing you, right? Because I'm, like I
Yes.
mentioned, I'm really big on affirmations, right? So I know in my classes I have like a whiteboard where I write an affirmation as they come into class on a Tuesday or Thursday. One of my biggest one is consistency over perfection, right? You don't have to be
Yes.
perfect, right?
No.
Just be consistent. Bring your best self, and then the rest is history, right? Maybe one day you'll go from being at a level 1 to a level 10, but as long as you continue to push yourself, that's all that matters, one day at a time. So I think
That's
it's just the will of me pushing people, encouraging them that they call me this Jill. I don't even see it. Where do you see that? I don't know. but it comes from a place of love. I give tough love, as I like to say. It is
I
tough love.
love it.
It's just
That's
tough
what's
love.
important. Tough
That's it.
love.
That's all it is.
Yes. How do you balance being outspoken with being empathetic?
Um, I mean, although I'm outspoken, it's not always presented in a way where I'm hurting someone's feelings. It's always coming from a place of love where it's positive. And just like my students, right? If they do something wrong in class, I'm always going to make sure I give you the positives that you're doing in class before I give you the negatives, right? And even
Yes.
when I'm grading, and let's just say I'm coming across one of my students' paper who's in eighth grade, and they may have not perfected a skill, right? I'm always going to give them a glow and a grow. So I see the same thing as I'm this outspoken person. I'm always going to speak from a place of a positive place versus a negative place. So even though I am communicating to you at that point, it's never going to be in a way where it's negative, where I'm offending you in any kind of way. You're going to leave like, leave with a message that's in a positive, that's positive, most
Oh,
certainly. So I don't know. I just don't ever come from a place of negativity. So although I am outspoken, is more so encouraging, is uplifting, and it's always in a positive manner.
I love that. I love that. What's your advice for first-time studio owners on leading teams?
Hmm. I would say know your priorities. That's number one. Um, Sometimes as we dive into this business world, we kind of lose sight of our purpose, our why. So
Yes.
although we are, creating a space where we want people to have sense of community and have a safe space, don't ever forget your why, your purpose, and why you're doing what you're doing. That's really, really important because we tend to lose ourselves. We tend to lose our vision, our direction because we're pouring into others. But I would say don't lose your purpose. So know your
Yes.
priorities. Um, Include your family in what you do because you want support from all around family, friends, people that you may know. Just make sure that you are including your family and your visions, your plans, because you also want your family to also support your visions as well.
I love
Give yourself grace, right? We are not human. I mean, we're not perfect, right? We are
we're
human.
not human.
And we
Yes.
do a lot. Being in this type of field is a lot. It's not easy. You're coming in contact with so many different people's from walk of life, right? And you really have to just stay centered, stay grounded, and give yourself grace, right? Just some days is not going to always be good, right? But that doesn't mean that it's going to be bad all the time. You just have to take the positive out of it and just keep going. So
Definitely.
just give yourself grace as much as you can.
Nice. So you are a well-rounded fitness instructor. Which
Yes.
format, Zumba, cycling, HIIT,
Oh,
strength,
wow.
do you find most energizing and why?
Honestly, if I had to choose one, I would definitely still say Zumba because Zumba is a party, right? I love the fact that you get to branch fitness and you get to branch dance and music together. And I know I love dance growing up. I love music growing up. I still love music till today. So I feel like that's one of the best formats that I would encourage anyone to try first because it's you get the best of both worlds there.
True. Um, you're saying that you come from a dance background. I came from a dancing background as well, but there's a lot of people that wants to become Zumba instructors, but they don't have any dancing backgrounds. What can you tell people that they want to become Zumba instructors with no dancing background to do?
So I'm going to clarify. So I don't have a professional dance background. My
Yes,
background and my experience comes from when I was a kid and I would just dance and just play music and have fun, right? Because that's
yes,
what dance should be. It should be fun. It should be uplifting. It should be lively. So even if you don't have a dance background, Zumba is a place where you can still dance and just, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a professional, right? You don't have
true.
to be. Just be confident. Just let go and live is what I say. Let go and live, right? Like I said
Yes,
before, just bring your own flavor, right? Bring your personality into it, and then you should be fine. But just be flexible, right?
yes.
Have an open mind, and let go of the notion that you have to be perfect because you don't have to be perfect at all.
Nobody's perfect.
No, not at
Nobody's
all.
perfect.
Not at all.
I mean, I was at the master class last week, and I was asked to perform a couple songs, And I kid you not, I was there trying to do my song, and I do it every day, Sasha, every day. And I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I forgot it. I
That
cracked up
happens. That's
laughing.
normal.
We do that. We
Yes, all
forget.
the
We are human
time.
beings.
Yes. And what do we
We
do? We
laugh it
keep
out.
going.
Yes, we laugh it out. We keep going. We enjoy our time. This is what is all about at Zumba. Just
Definitely.
move it. Keep moving. Keep moving.
100%.
What common technical mistakes do new trainers make?
Um, as it relates to Zumba or just fitness in general.
Whatever you want to talk about, and you see it that newcomers, especially newcomers, they do make a lot of mistakes. What
Yeah,
they do, and what can you point on that so they can fix it or improve it at some point?
I would say not giving proper instructions. Like I know in the Zumba community, queuing is a big thing. So I feel
Yes,
like for new instructors, they want to know that you're giving clear directions. They want to know exactly which way they're going as you're queuing. So I would say just be clear as you're queuing to your community. That's a really big thing as it relates to fitness. And let's just say you are in a group fitness class, or let's just say we're doing a HIIT class, right? Be really
yes,
clear on your instruction because people are coming from different walks of life, different fitness levels, right? They may have an injury, right? They may have bad knees, they may have a bad back. So if your instructions are not clear, right, it can cause a lot of confusion.
I
So if I
agree.
can give any advice, just be really clear and intentional on the instruction that you're given, and it should be clear instructions so that people can follow.
Yes, 100%.
Mhm.
It's really important to be educated.
Yes.
So important to be educated and keep that in mind. So we were talking about a lot of your work and job and stuff like that, but how Sasha structured your day? How do you structure your day to balance family, teaching, and the studio together?
Love that you asked that question. So as you know, my journey daily is a lot. I have a very packed day.
Yes,
My day starts at 4:30 in the morning. I'm getting up out of bed and I am greeting my children. My daughter has to be up early in the morning to get to her own school bus at 6 o'clock in the morning. So she's up at the same time that I'm up, and we're both getting ready together. So I try to have those talks with her before I leave and I go to New York. So I would say first thing I'm really just talking to my kids, loving upon them, praying. I get ready, I jump in my car. The first thing I do, because I'm a woman of God first, God is centered first in my life. So I always pray in the morning. And for me, as I'm driving and I'm in commute to my job, I pray. I put on worship music, right? I center myself. I'm really big on affirmation, so I listen to podcasts. I'm really big on self affirmation books, self improvement books as well. So as I'm driving to New York, which can take me 2 to 3 hours sometimes, I'm really just thinking of ways that I can really just enhance my skills, just become a better person in general. So I'm always looking for that. But I always try to find time either throughout the day, at least 1 hour, where I am journaling, going to the gym, or having Zumba, right? Because that is my mental health. It
yeah,
is. I always say first, my happy place is home. Second place, my happy place is work. And then my third happy place is a studio, right? So I
yeah.
always try to find time for all three. But if you don't be intentional, right, important to yourself, it's going to be hard to navigate. It's going to be hard to balance all three. So I really try my best to take time out of my schedule to really make sure I'm doing something for myself that makes me happy. And like I said, that could be fitness, that can be a Zumba class, that can be the gym, that can be just watching a movie at home with my family. But most weekends, I'm usually taking that time to spend with my family.
I love that. That's really amazing. So we're crossed like 1 hour, but I still want to have like a couple of questions for
Sure.
you before we end the show. Where do you see Simply Fit Junkie in 5 years, Sasha?
When you ask me that question, I think about sustainability, right? I really want to continue to see us expand. the vision that we're creating, just to be able to be sustainable over time and to to continue creating a bigger community, right? Whether that's us
Yes.
offering different classes, adding classes to the schedule. I really want to have this place as a home for the community. So my vision is to just continue to create a self-care place that people can kind of come to, where it's their time, it's their mental health, and just create a positive community. So we're going to continue to expand, and hopefully it will continue to be sustainable as years go on. But that is my vision for right now, and we will continue to add classes, bring new things to the studio, so that we can keep that focus.
I love that. Chelsea just popped in to say hi, and
Hi.
we all know Chelsea.
Hi.
I love that. I love that. So, if you have, if you could share one piece of wisdom with your younger self, what would it be?
Um, I would say for myself, give myself grace.
Yeah.
Sometimes I notice as an adult, I'm always like hard on myself at times. And though I have this great space, I have this great community, um, and it's been successful so far, I feel like it's not enough. I feel like I have to do more. I feel like I has to be, everything has to be perfect when it really doesn't have to be perfect, right? So I just tell myself each and every day, just give yourself grace, right? Things will take time. I'm doing a lot, but what I've done so far is has done well, right? And although
Yeah.
in my head I don't see it as I've done much, but I have, because people tell me every day like, oh my God, I'm happy that that you're here. I just give myself grace and I listen to myself as much as I can, and I'm just patient, and just tell myself just keep going, don't stop, right? Just continue my vision, continue my passion, and continue to be there for others, important to others, and just continue to build community. But
I
more importantly, just give myself grace.
you should give yourself grace. You did something that a lot of Zumba instructors are trying to do in the knife and community, and you're building that. You have your heart into it, you have everything into it, and I applaud you 100%.
Thank
I
you.
really love what you're doing.
Thank you so
Good,
much.
good job for that, Sasha. I really don't want to like finish the show. I want to say thank you for everybody who was chatting with us
Thank
tonight.
you.
James, even if you're late, I still love you. I still love you, James. So even if you're late, Sasha, before we end up the episode, I really want you to let our audience know where they can connect with you, your classes, social media, any upcoming events you have. I want everyone to follow your journey and feel that Zumba love.
So we are located on Instagram and Facebook. We are revamping our TikTok at the moment. I know TikTok is a really big platform. So currently
Yes.
we are on Facebook and Instagram as Simply Fit Junkies. There we have our classes, we have the schedule, we have a link that you can view our current schedule. It's live. First class is free. So that is something that we do offer our clients. We want people to try the classes out before they commit to it. So first class is free. Use Fit 10 if you would like to come and have a first class with us. But you can find us on Instagram, Facebook at Simply Fit Junkies.
And you need to tell everybody it's not just fitness. You can go have shakes, you can go
Yes,
have some
yes.
food there. It's just,
We
oh
have the
my
best of
God,
both worlds.
it's amazing. It is. It is. Yeah, you do a lot of great stuff.
Thank you
I'm
so
not
much.
saying that to say it, you guys. You have to go and try it. Oh my God, James. We're not gonna tell your wife. We're not gonna tell your James. I love that. Sasha, I cannot thank you enough for
Thank
tonight.
you.
Thank you so much for coming and being
Thank
on
you
the
for
show.
having me.
Thank you. And just like that, you guys, we have reached our final beat for this week's episode of Beyond the Beats. From rhythm to real talk, from sneakers to stories, you showed up, you shared, you reminded us of what this community is all about: heart, movement, and love without limits. Until next time, keep shining your light, keep lifting each other, and keep dancing like nobody's watching, but keep everybody inspired. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.